several different verses within scripture. And so the first one, we're going to go ahead and dive in. Grab your word. If you don't have it, you already know how this goes. I would love to read to you, but at the same time, you should be feasting your words, your eyes on the word as well. So first and foremost, we're going to go to the book of Mark, and that's going to be Mark 4. And so for those of you that don't know, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are the accounts of the Son's life from different aspects from each of those individuals. So the first one is going to be Mark 4. So let's go to Mark 4. I hate when my pages stick together. Okay, so we're going to be in Mark 4, and we're going to start at verse 30 and go through 32. And so for those of you that don't know, this is the parable of the sower. So a lot of times this verse is actually taken out of context when it's just talking about the different things, but he's actually referring to the kingdom of heaven and how you actually can benefit from having this level of faith, because it is not going to be anything that is going to be too difficult for you. And so Mark 4, starting in verse 30, is the parable of the mustard seed. And so he says, then he said, to what shall we liken the kingdom of the Most High? Or with what parable shall we picture it? It is like a mustard seed, which when it is sown on the ground is smaller than all the other seeds on the earth, guys. So that is something so minute, so small, so tiny, that it's smaller than all the other seeds. Not some, but all of the other seeds on the earth. So something so minute that is smaller than all the other seeds on the earth. And then it also says, but when it is sown, it grows up and becomes greater than all herbs and shoots out large branches, so that the birds of the air may nest under its shade. So it starts from something so tiny and transitions into something so great that it is able to hold and bear things that in its original state it could not carry. So I want you to think about that. I want you to ponder that. The next verse that he led me to was Matthew chapter 13. So let's turn there. Matthew 13. Matthew 13, and we're going to be in verse 31. So let's go there. Matthew 13, 31. And this is also the account of the parable of the mustard seed as given by Matthew.